Minnesota Vikings. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you look at this Vikings ball club. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that 2nd win in a row.
Meanwhile, for the Lions here, it's been perfection so far. They come in here unbeaten at 14-0.
And just 2 wins away from doing something only 2 teams have ever. Peace.
A happy Christmas Eve to all. What a good one we have in store as we are underway here in Week 16. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. So here the Vikings set to go to work, and they're led by the leading passer in the NFC a season ago. Now in his 12th year, 6th as a Viking, Kirk Cousins.
And they are in rhythm on offense because of him. I mean, right now he's got everything going the way he wants to, finding the receivers the way he wants to, looking over defenses. No interceptions is the number I lock in on. Before a touchdown pass isn't so bad either.
Yeah, what a game he had last week. On play action, Cousins. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete. He was trying to find Justin Jefferson there. That'll bring up 2nd down. You talk about this Lions defense. It's quite a unit, that's for sure. Number 1 in the NFL against the pass.
And when you're getting ready to face the number 1 overall offense in the NFL, it does not matter where you rank defensively because you got your hands full. You don't know what you're going to face, but you know that that's a strong unit that you're getting ready for.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. To throw is Cousins. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test them early. But it proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
So on 4th down, on is the punter Ryan Wright. Back deep, Khalif Raymond. Oh, heavy Lion pressure here, and they block it. And he will score. Touchdown, Lions. A great effort there. Taking it in. And the Lions will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Week after week, Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do, and let's face it, it's no surprise they're the best in the NFL in scoring. This team designs things well and executes even better. And here, it only takes a few snaps before they're in the end zone. That's how they demoralize teams. That's how they put them on notice.
Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Blocked punt, scooped, and returned for a touchdown. What an exciting play. And Patterson back out there to send this one away. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23. As we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now Cousins here on the bootleg. Going underneath, he's got Hockenson. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it, and that will bring up 2nd down. Cousins to throw it. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. And that sack certainly just strengthening his candidacy for Defensive Player of the Year. You think he's got that one in the bag yet?
I'm not willing to vote quite yet just because I want to wait until the season's over, but he is really tracking towards it. Just look at all the great plays we've seen from him throughout the season. Strength plays that you referenced there, as well as agility plays. Yeah. They just have not found a way to block him consistently.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Loss of 10 as multiple defenders get to him. And here's Ryan Wright now. On for his second punt, and remember, his first one was blocked. And taken at the 46. A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And the Lions will have excellent field position here as they take over 1st and 10. So now you've got their offense coming out for the first time with great initial field position. And a look at the man under center, now in his 8th season in the National Football League.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset.
There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Detroit. A big play there. With touchdown number 27, that ties Priest Holmes for the 3rd most in a single year. And the Lions are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big streak like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
And Patterson back out there to send this one away. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. And now out comes Minnesota. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And that closed up quickly there as he gets it up only to about the 17. Taken down on the play by Aiden Hutchinson. 2nd and 9. Cousins. Throw left side, taken in by Jefferson. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard. And, Charles, this defense, they know that they've got their work cut out for them. Here's a quarterback coming off a game in which he threw 4 touchdowns. They've watched the tape all week. They've seen it, but what can they do? Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Flying in for that sack, Aiden Hutchinson.
That's 3 sacks now, and that's not much of a surprise to me, nor should it be to you. This team, they lead the league in sacks.
Yeah, they do. This is something that we are starting to witness time and time again. And here's Ryan Wright now. Remember, though, he did have one blocked earlier. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. Taken right around the 44. Shreds him with a stiff arm. Very good return that time. 18 yards. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. On play action, they'll throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. And, Charles, you think about this offense, and it's kind of a tricky time of the season because you're 14-0, looking to see this one out to the end, but you start to run into situations where guys are getting a little banged up. Maybe could use some time sharing, some time on the bench just to rest. How do you approach the rest of this regular season?
I'm telling you, you don't ask the easy stuff, do you? I mean, you created a heck of a situation there, and actually you didn't create it. You presented it, and you're exactly right. It is tricky because your eye has to be on the ultimate prize, which is the Super Bowl. That's paramount. But at the same time, how much fun would it be to go down as one of the all-time great teams and join the 1972 Dolphins as the only undefeated team to win a Super Bowl?
They go play action here on first down. Open man, and he's got Williams. Touchdown, Lions. A great play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Lions have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Boy, still in the first quarter, and look out. I mean, they are on pace for over 80 points in this game. I don't know that they'll get there, CD, but this has been impressive to watch so far.
That certainly would be history in the making, wouldn't it, partner? I'm glad we're here to actually watch and see if it actually happens, although, like you, I have my doubts, but they are firmly in control of this game.
Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And that makes the score 21-0. So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Second quarter now from Minnesota. It's the Vikings in possession of the football. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Running for the first time with a fullback, C.J. Ham. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 5-yard line. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long. Handoff up the middle. And he gets it up to the 10-yard line here.
And hold on here because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. And here's Ryan Wright now
as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Taking on the midfield logo. Shoves him aside. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And the Lions will take over. The Lions offense heading out as we give you a look at the playoff race coming into the weekend in the NFC. And as we count down through the final few weeks of the season, these guys have nothing to sweat about. They've clinched the top spots, so the road to the Super Bowl, it runs through them.
And there's a natural inclination here, partner, to say, okay, a lot of guys aren't going to play down the stretch. We've clinched.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half.
And the Lions are able to add on to their first half lead. Well, you talk about a team coming into an opposing stadium and just taking the life right out of a crowd. That's what we're witnessing here. 27-0 Charles.
And this defense, they've just looked completely unprepared for what's been thrown at them. And you know they're supposed to adjust series to series. That has not happened for them. So I don't think halftime adjustments are going to help a heck of a lot. They are in major trouble unless they figure out something really fast.
And Patterson back out there to send this one away. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
The Vikings offense now heading out to take over.
Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive.
To begin the drive, here's a handoff to Hunt. Now he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Now, that's a run that warms a play caller's heart because you're actually set up to do whatever you want on offense. You can come right back and run essentially the same play because you have momentum, or you can fake that running play and throw something deep over the top, or you now feel like you have an extra down to play with because if you go ahead and just throw it and you don't get it, come back and try and pick it up on third down.
On first down, they'll run with Hunt. And he is going to lose yardage here.
Jack Campbell running him down behind the line.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
They'll try to throw now. Cousins. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's fourth down. And here's Ryan Wright now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. Shedding through the defense.
Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. Now he's into the clear again. And finally down at the 9-yard line. 110 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. Well, this is the reigning NFC Offensive Player of the Week. Runs like that might get him another award.
Yeah, thunderbolt right out of the gate, huh? How about that, hitting the defense hard early? And, of course, carrying the momentum from last week into this week's game.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line.
You know, when this offense gets down here near the end zone, they're going to turn to their bell cow, and this guy's been a touchdown machine all year. Excellent job stopping him there on first down.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. A great play there. On his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Lions open the lead up to 34-0.
Patterson now for the extra point.
And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it's finished off with a 5-yard touchdown run.
And Patterson back out there to send this one away. Now KJ Osborne. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Minnesota now ready for their next possession. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his...
I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Throwing again, Cousins on 2nd and 10.
Into the hands of the rookie Jordan Addison.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. On 1st and 10, Cousins. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
And they will take over at the 26-yard line.
That feels like an accumulation of the pressure we've seen all game. I mean, he's been on the turf a whole lot because of sacks. Eventually, something else happens as well, and this time it was a turnover.
Yeah, caught up to him. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge, whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end, in the direction they want to run the football? If they do that,
and he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. A great effort there. On his way to a historic performance, 4 first-half touchdowns. And the Lions will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Extra point try now for Patterson. And the route is on here in this first half. Well, that drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them in plus territory. Excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt. And Patterson back out there to send this one away. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The Vikings going to take over now late in this first half. Well, things for them, just to put it bluntly, man, it has been tough sledding here in the first half, facing that big deficit. The clock is dwindling now. Maybe if they can get something on the board here before intermission, they'll have at least a little momentum heading into the second half. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts in this first half. Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
They'll throw again. Cousins over the middle and complete to Addison. The Vikings going to use their third and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Cousins on 3rd and 2. And this one is incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down. And here's Ryan Wright now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And with a huge lead already, they may be thinking, hey, our job's complete for these first 2 quarters. Let's get this to the locker room. Breaks the tackle, Darren Allen. And now off to the races down the right side. So we are at halftime here on Christmas Eve. As we'll send you down to Orlando and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in everyone to this Christmas Eve edition of the EA Sports Halftime Report. So let's get to it. We'll begin up at Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. And it's the Packers who have the lead in that one. The Packers trying to hold on and claim victory. Next, we'll stay in the NFC South. We head to Atlanta to check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And you can see there, it's the visiting Colts who have the lead in that one. The Colts trying to gut this one out as it would be a good victory for them if they could get it. Finally, let's get down to Houston. Check on the Texans at home at NRG Stadium. As you can see, the score there in the second quarter. The Texans locked in a tight one, but this is a game you feel they've got to have. final adjustments being made for the second half. Whether they'll amount to much in a game that's already pretty well decided, well, that's another question. Nevertheless, let's get you back out to Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you. We welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Flush to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. That's caught inside the 20. And that's a touchdown, but hold on. There is a flag down on the field. We'll have to see what this is about.
Illegal forward pass. Offense.
Brutal, so take away the long touchdown.
It's a cruel game sometimes, partner.
So the illegal forward pass also costs him a down, and now it's 2nd and long. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Buying time to his left. He's got a man, complete. Down to the 10. Touchdown, Detroit. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 75 yards. And the Lions just continue to roll. I don't think you can get any more efficient or tidy, whatever word you want to use in that. In one play, 75 yards in zone.
Yeah, efficient, tidy, excellent words. How about explosive? 75 yards, one play. That means everyone handled their assignment, doesn't it? It doesn't just mean that the defense broke down. They really executed the way that was drawn up on the whiteboard. Big-time play, big-time result.
And Patterson back out there to send this one away. Taken at the goal line. And he will make it back to the 15, and that's it. Good coverage there by the kick team.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
A good start to the drive here. That's caught out on the left side. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. They run right side with Hunt. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. From the gun, here's Cousins. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Julian Okwara. It's his 20th sack of the season as he continues what could be a record-setting campaign. 3rd and long for Cousins. No, bottled up fumble. It's out, it's loose. Second time in this game, Charles, the ball has squirted out from his hands. Luckily, his teammate was there to pounce on it.
You're right. Got the lucky bounce, able to retain possession. You know, we often talk about the combine and why do we measure quarterbacks' hands. Is that really a big deal? It's for situations like this. Do you have the hands big enough and strong enough to hold on to the football while being jostled?
They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And out will come the offense as they take over. So the Lions offense ready to go back out onto the field. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. There he goes right side. There he goes again. And finally taken down at the 4-yard line. 238 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. And I don't want to harp on it, but this defense among the bottom in the league against the run, and they show it right there.
And it doesn't matter when you get prepared for this defense, whether you're good running the ball or not, that's your plan. Run the ball against them. That's their weakness. And by the way, I think you harped on it.
I did. My bad.
Right back to him on first down. And he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3.
It is definitely hard to find space near the goal line. You always want to have a guy in the game running it who can create his own.
They'll try to run this one in. And he's in for the score. And his spectacular season continues as he ties the NFL touchdown record.
He is phenomenal.
So the toss play effective, even down here near the goal line.
Yeah, and you're hoping the defense commits too many men to stop the run in the middle of the field and that your blockers can gain a little bit of an advantage. And when they do, foot race to the pylon, and this time he had the speed to win that race.
Extra point by Patterson, up and good.
And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter.
And Patterson back out there to send this one away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. And the football going back to the Vikings offense. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
In motion right is Osborne. And they're going to give it to him on the jet sweep. Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. That's Aiden Hutchinson. He was determined to blow that play up, and he sure did.
Here's Cousins. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes.
Well, this is getting ridiculous. 8 sacks now. That time multiple guys get to it.
Now Cousins. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is scooped up by the Lions. 20, 10, 5, and into the end zone. A scoop and score on the fumble return for the Detroit touchdown. And Charles, look at the big fella. What a rumble that was. Not only to scoop it, but then take it the rest of the way for the touchdown.
And now you know they're going to have to hear about it from now on. The defensive backs, he's going to want to run with them, do their drills, the whole deal. He thinks he's the pace setter now.
It doesn't matter what happens in practice this week. He's smiling.
Patterson now for the extra point.
And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score.
And he will be taken down here on the return on what will wind up being the final play of this third quarter. 1 quarter remains here in Week 16. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one.
It looks like a 12-yard loss there on the first down sack. Throwing is Cousins.
To the sideline and incomplete. He was trying to find Justin Jefferson there, but now it'll be third down.
Throwing, Cousins. Pressure comes and down he goes.
Multiple players getting home there, and it's a loss of 2 on the sack. And here's Ryan Wright now
as he's on to punt for Minnesota. Fielded at the 43. And they can't bring him down. So a change of possession here on the punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. And Detroit back in possession of the football.
We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I both enjoy.
We share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness,
and he is into the end zone, and the touchdown record is now all his.
When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
Extra point by Patterson, up and good.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
And able to get this out to the 25. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. Facing a big 4th quarter deficit here. Things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season. But in this one, well, their defense has really struggled.
1st down. Here's Cousins.
And this one is going to be off the mark. Too far out in front.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
This one caught. It's the tight end, Hockenson. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. Well, Charles, sometimes we talk about the lengths officials sometimes go to protect star quarterbacks, but that was tough to argue against.
Yeah, and I'm sure that everyone's going to say, hey, we're going to administer the penalty the same way for all quarterbacks. But when it's a star back there, even more so, they're going to be diligent about throwing the flag.
13 yards as the Vikings pick up the 1st down. Hunt will try going up the middle. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. This run defense has been pretty stout all game long. Now you're here in the 4th quarter. Just rely more on the passing attack.
I don't think you have any choice, and I don't think you have to dress it up at all either. Throughout the first 3 quarters, it's out the window right now. Protect, let your quarterback operate, and try and find some targets in the open field downfield.
The Vikings on 3rd down. Not getting the job done at all. A very poor 1 for 10. This is 3rd and 9. To throw, Cousins.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And now off to the races down the right side. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown.
But not only is his defense pitching a shutout, now they're contributing points themselves. I mean, they have really put together what's almost been a perfect effort here in this one.
I love how you express that. They've absolutely exceeded expectations in this one. And even better than their play, it's been their effort. Even with the win in their back pocket already, every one of those guys is still out there fighting like it's a tie game.
Extra point try now for Patterson.
Now, this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
And now out comes Minnesota.
It's been a tough go for them. It's still without any points here in the fourth quarter. And a big deficit, Charles, but they moved the football on some drives. They just haven't had any points.
Yeah, and I know in their minds they're thinking the game plan has actually been working. We just haven't scored points. Well, isn't that the bottom line, partner? To put points on the board. So if you're moving it and you're not scoring, is it really working? Right now, they've got nothing left to lose. They might as well go for broke.
So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They're looking at second down now as they search for a consolation score. Throwing on second and long. Cousins had his hands on it but dropped it. The rookie making a little bit of a rookie mistake. Third down. Cousins. And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety.
Things are just going from bad to worse now. It's a safety that does them in here, and that is one frustrated offensive unit.
They can't get out from under their own shadow right now. I mean, I know this is the NFL, but could you imagine a college crowd right now? Imagine what they'd be doing. They'd be chanting, "Start the bus," because they think this one is over.
And they've got it up past the 35, so pretty good starting field position.
And Detroit getting set to go now.
Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
Patterson now for the extra point.
Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. I'm not sure if they drew that play up to score, but it scored indeed. One play on the ground and into the end zone for 6.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points. You feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on.
There he goes, right side. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down. Cousins now from the 50.
And that went too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen.
And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long.
They're going to look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Looks like they're going to keep throwing till the bitter end. This one's long since over, but give them credit. They're going to go down fighting. That one, incomplete.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Pulled in at the 24. They'll score that a 36-yard punt.
And they will take over 1st and 10. Detroit's offense ready to take over. And they just continue to roll right along, really. This has the looks of yet another victory as they hope to polish it off here in quarter number 4. And they will take a knee here. And they take a knee. For the winning team here, Charles, that's about as big and clean of a win as you could hope for in the National Football League. No turnovers. Meanwhile, you forced turnovers. You didn't allow any points, and you put up a bunch of points. What an effort.
And, Brandon, I just have to ask you, that's all the stuff that we saw happen today. Those are statistics, numbers, the whole deal. But my question is, how does one team come ready to play and the other one, obviously, not ready at all?
Boy, I mean,